Today on FNG.
Welcome to Command Performance. I'm Sergeant
I love sour cream, so I gotta watch my girlish figure.
West Philadelphia, born and raised.
Backstage with legends of rock and roll, Kiss.
So I've actually got Greek yogurt.
It's like sharing backwash with 20 of your closest friends. Gross. You blew it!
Hi, I'm Natasha Yarbrough.
And I'm Dan Burkhart. Welcome to FNG, your one-stop source and survival guide for new guys in the military.
All right, Dan, we've all heard the jokes about how the Air Force is considered less macho than the other services.
And we all know that's not true.
So, to back that up, we're going to show you a group of Air Force guys who bring some deadly firepower to the fight.
Looking forward to it.
Me too.
And because we're here to help, later on in the show, we're going to get you new guys prepped for your upcoming promotion with basic military questions. Let's find out if you're smarter than a boot camp recruit. No pressure.
Right. And our girl Sergeant Guy Winks has a really tasty and healthy way to impress your friends the next time they're over. Here's a hint, the dish is slow cooked and super simple.
But first, no one likes to get sick or be around people who are sick. But every year between the fall and spring months, it comes to bite us in the ass. We're talking flu, my friends. And Tori Fleck has the top 10 things you can do to stay healthy.
I'm here at Seymour Johnson, the clinic, with Sergeant Brolin Johnson. We're going to talk about a couple ways that you can avoid getting the flu. So, what are some of the ways?
Well, the best method is getting the flu vaccination.
Well, I guess you can stop watching now. Just kidding. There's lots of ways to avoid the flu, so listen up.
Number 10, sharing drinks. Did you know that one of the biggest ways that the H1N1 virus was spread on campuses across America was by playing beer pong? I mean, if you think about it, it's like sharing backwash with 20 of your closest friends. Gross. Number 9, opening doors. Avoid opening doors with your hands if you can, because doors are covered in germs. Door handles, door knobs. If it's possible, just turn around and open it with your booty. Number 8, sharing chapstick or makeup. Avoid sharing anything that touches your eyes, nose, ears, or mouth. That, my friend, is called a mucous membrane, and you should keep it to yourself. Number 7, shaking hands. Think twice before you shake hands or give a high five, because you never know where your friend's hands have been. Next time, pound it instead. Number 6, purses and backpacks. Think about the last time you washed yours. Probably not in a while. It's gross, bro. Don't put it on the floor. Keep it on a clean surface, and don't touch your face after moving it. Number 5, bundle up. You can't get the cold from being cold, but it can weaken your immune system if you don't dress warmly enough in the winter. So make sure you layer up and stay healthy. Number 4, vampire cough. When you get the urge to cough, make sure you go straight Dracula and do it into your sleeve, not into your hands. It's the best way to protect you and other people from germs. Number 3, know where the germs live, because those suckers are everywhere, on places you don't even think of.
Common places you can find germs would be keyboards and telephones, countertops, the gas pump, cell phones.
Just make sure that you go over them as often as possible with a disinfectant wipe or spray. Number 2, wash your hands for real.
You can never wash your hands too much, so.
Don't half-ass it. I'm talking hot water, soap, and for 20 seconds. If it helps you remember, some people like to sing their ABCs or happy birthday. I like to roll a little differently. In West Philadelphia, born and raised. And the number 1 thing that you can do to protect yourself from getting the flu, get a flu shot. If you're not a shot type of person, then there's always the option of getting the nasal mist, and I'm about to get mine right now. Okay. There are no excuses not to protect yourself. It's this easy, I promise. For FNG, I'm Tori Fleck.
Natasha, we can all agree that getting the flu sucks.
Yes, definitely.
But what's way, way worse are people who don't know how to cough or sneeze the right way.
Ew, I know. Just sneeze in your sleeve. It is not that difficult.
True.
Exactly.
Just like that?
Taking care of your body through exercise can also keep you from getting sick.
And one way is to shock your muscles. Our fitness instructor, John Spizzano, uses a kettlebell to show us the correct way to do a standing military press.
Today we're going to work on a variation of the military press. Remember, the military press takes the bell from the rack position to the overhead lockout position. But let's say, for instance, you only have access to lighter bells, or maybe you want to put your grip in a compromised position and increase your grip strength at the same time you're increasing your upper body strength as you do the standard issue military press. What we're going to do is we're going to take two bells in the same hand. We're going to bring them both up to the rack so one bell is stacked over the other. My wrist is still straight, right, just like on a normal military press. And then all I do is crush the handles together as best I can and then press them up and overhead, just like I would in a normal military press. Make sure the elbow's locked down at the top and the shoulders pulled down. Pull the bells back down to the rack, press them up again, lock the elbow, pull the shoulder down, and pull them back down to the rack. As you put the bells down, remember you have double the weight now. Put the bells down with good form. The whole point of training is to make us stronger, not increase our risk of injury. Always be smarter than the kettlebell gang, and you will be fit to fight.
Wow, John makes that look so easy because I know trying to do even 8 to 10 reps is no joke.
But if you want to build muscle, you need to feed those muscles right after a tough workout.
Yeah, like with tacos.
Boink.
Here's Girl Sergeant Guy Wings dishing up healthy and super easy slow-cooked pork tacos.
All right, today we're going to do tacos. And not just regular tacos, we're going to do pork tacos. The other half of this roast I've had going in my slow cooker for about 12 hours or so. So let's talk about that before we go any further. I put a little bit of chicken stock in the bottom. You can use water, you can use vegetable stock, beef stock, and then I just cut up an onion in big chunks and I drop that in there for flavor, and then I hit it with some smoked paprika, some chili powder, and then some garlic powder. You can flavor it with whatever you want to flavor it with. If you want it to be spicy, you can put cayenne pepper, red pepper, things like that. Just about anything. The one thing you gotta watch out for is sugar. If you put brown sugar, granulated sugar, anything really sweet in here, barbecue sauce, it has a tendency to burn. I normally do the liquid maybe 1/3 to 1/2 up. If you start with too much liquid, you're gonna end up with stew, and that's not what you want. Slow cooker is fine, sit on the counter, 12 hours, you're sleeping, you wake up, it's done. Now we're gonna be careful, it's been cooking a long time, so it's gonna fall apart. So I'm gonna use my tongs. Pull these pieces of meat out of here and put them in here. Now I got a couple of forks, and if you watch the meat, can you see, look at that. Can you see I don't have to do anything to it? See how it falls apart? See, when you're making a sandwich or a taco or anything like that, really it's a game of contrasting flavors, colors, and textures. So if you've got something crunchy, you want something creamy. If you've got something sweet, you want something sour or sweet and spicy. If you've got earthy colors, then you want to combine it with vibrant colors. You know, it just makes for a better eating experience. So here's what we have for my tacos. I love sour cream, but I'm not getting any younger, and so I gotta watch my girlish figure. So I've actually got Greek yogurt, which I think is a great substitute. It's better than the fat-free sour cream. That stuff tastes funny, and it's made out of God knows what. I've got some fresh cilantro and some chopped up chives, which to me, fresh herbs totally make just about anything. I've got some coleslaw, got some avocado, got some apricot. Got a little lime juice on here so it wouldn't turn brown. And then I've got both soft and hard shells. So let's build our taco. First things first, we're gonna take a little bit of this apricot, some of the Greek yogurt, and then we are gonna put some meat. This stuff is awesome too. It cooks so long, it's like meat butter. Just falls apart, melts in your mouth. So we got that on there, and then you know what? I'm gonna hit this with some fresh herb. And I'm telling you right now, some chopped up chive or green onion or cilantro or parsley will take your food up like 10 notches. And it doesn't do anything nutritionally. I mean, it's like free flavors. And then last but not least, we're gonna put some avocado. And I don't care what it is, it's better with avocado in there. So I'm Jew, but I'm gonna go eat this now.
How simple is that?
Yeah, just throw in some broth, a little pork, a few spices, and bam, you've got your next meal covered.
Still to come on FNG. Don't stand so, don't stand so.
Here's a quick look at what's happening around the world through Armed Forces Entertainment. Welcome back to FNG. Okay, Dan, as airmen, you know that we get ribbed all the time by other services that the Air Force is less macho.
So, not true.
Not at all.
In fact, the airmen you're about to see have one of the toughest jobs in the military.
Today, in our military jobs segment, we'll see what it takes to be a TAC P.
Bulldog on cross 6 guys.
A weapon away. We have impact.
I pretty much live with the Army. I've been to Afghanistan 6 times, Iraq once. My last deployment in Afghanistan, Ruzgan province, I dropped over 200,000 pounds of ordnance. They usually delegate me to do anything with air. Like I was also doing resupply. I'll call in the helicopters to land with resupplies. I was calling in airdrops, but mainly I was the lifeline for their fire support.
This is a Type 1 control over.
It's awesome to be the person that can call in that power. When you can actually call it like a 2,000-pound bomb, there's nothing can beat that. A guy's going to shoot a bullet at you, and you can bring back a 2,000-pound bomb. It's an amazing feeling.
Air power is critical in breaking the will of the enemy and forcing them into a position where they're either neutralized or forced to surrender.
Good pilot, Brave 1-1.
You go to the schoolhouse after you've done basic training. There you're going to spend several months learning the basic radios and procedures. And that's really the beginning of your training. From there you go to survival school, and then you go back to your unit. And in your unit you continue your training. And it's really a long process because this is such a varied field that there's several different things you need to get proficient with before you can work your way to being a JTAC and being a primary forward air controller.
What makes a good TAC P? It's got to be smart. It's got to be flexible. Nobody's holding your hand, and you need to find what you're looking for on your own. He's got to have a goal in mind, and he gets out there and goes for it.
One's away.
When an Army commander comes to you, needs close air support, and you're able to offer it to him successfully, it's a good day's work.
Standing by with laser.
Wow, now that is an exciting job.
Yeah, and I have a friend from basic training who actually made it as a TAC P. D. Brown, just want to say, proud of you, man. Super proud of you. Did you know that they get to work with Army units around the world?
Actually, I did know that. My dad was in the Army, and he worked with some TAC P guys in the Air Force.
Awesome.
Yeah, so whatever career field you choose, you've got to have a good understanding of basic military knowledge.
True that. So here's Tony Coronado with a few questions we should all be able to answer.
Oh, yeah, is that right? Well, here you go.
It
Let's
is
see
right.
if you know the answers.
Here's our first question in from the Navy. When is a sailor no longer referred to as a seaman, but a petty officer? Question 2 is in from the Marine Corps. What is the proper title for an E9 in the Marine Corps? Our third question is in from the Army. What is the pay grade of an Army Sergeant First Class? Our fourth question is in from the Air Force. At what military base do Air Force recruits attend basic training? Pretty easy stuff, right? Now this next one is just a little bit more challenging. If you get this one right, you're definitely smarter than a boot camp recruit. Ready? Who was the commander-in-chief during the First Gulf War? Again, that's who was the commander-in-chief during the first Gulf War? Alright, so that's 5 relatively easy questions. Think you have the answers? Well, good job then. I'll be back later and we'll find out. Are you smarter than a boot camp recruit?
You got that. That's wrong.
Well, I'm definitely smarter than a boot camp recruit.
Oh yeah, you think you know all the answers.
Give me some credit, jeez.
Okay, I'm sure you know the 4th question about where Air Force basic training is held.
I'm all over that one, believe me.
Yeah, well, we'll see how you did later on in the show. And don't cheat, no Googling.
I will try to resist.
Okay. Still to come on FNG.
And we're backstage with legends of rock and roll, Kiss.
So let's find out. Are you smarter than a boot camp recruit?
I'm a little lightheaded up here. You got platform shoes on.
Yeah. He's got his platform.
My platform and my platform shoes.
Hey, and welcome back to FNG. So, Natasha, did you know that an Army Master Sergeant is higher ranking than an Air Force Master Sergeant?
Actually, I did know that. But more importantly, how did you do with our boot camp recruit quiz?
It was too easy, way too easy.
Oh yeah, well, we'll see about that. Here's Tony with the answers. Dan, I hope you didn't cheat.
Alright, so you've had some time to think. And hopefully none of you resorted to going on the internet and Googling any of this. So let's find out. Are you smarter than a boot camp recruit? Question number 1. When is a sailor no longer referred to as a seaman, but a petty officer? Here's the answer. Sailors officially earn the title petty officer when they are promoted to the grade E4. Question number 2. What is the proper title for an E9 in the Marine Corps? An E9 in the Marine Corps has the title of Master Gunnery Sergeant or Sergeant Major. Question number 3. What is the pay grade of an Army Sergeant First Class? A Sergeant First Class in the Army is an E7 on the pay grade scale. Question number 4. At what military base do Air Force recruits attend basic training? Air Force recruits go to basic training at Lackland Air Force Base, Texas, which is also known as the gateway to the Air Force. And now for our bonus question. Who was the Commander-in-Chief during the First Gulf War? Ready? Here's the answer. The actions leading up to the First Gulf War took place in August 1990. The military offensive was named Operation Desert Storm, and our Commander-in-Chief at the time was President George H.W. Bush. If you got them all correct, or maybe you just missed one, then you're definitely smarter than a boot camp recruit.
So, how did you do?
Not bad, but I didn't get the bonus question right. I answered it George W. Bush instead of George H.W. Bush.
Okay, well, you know, that's okay. At least you got everything else right. So, nice job, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. And now it's your turn. Can you name one of the most influential rock bands of all time?
Kiss, totally.
Wow, Yarbs, I'm really surprised at you. Nice job.
Yeah, don't be. I looked at your script earlier today.
Wow. Here's John Mann, who talked to these rock icons in this command performance. And earlier you told me not to cheat. I'm very disappointed in you.
Sorry.
Welcome to Command Performance. I'm Sergeant John Mann, and we're backstage at Rodeo Houston with legends of rock and roll, Kiss.
You guys have been at this almost 40 years now. I mean, you are legendary. What's next?
We're winding up the tour right now, right here in Houston. We've got one more show, and then we're going to be going into the recording studio again soon to record a new studio record. So keep your eyes out for the new Kiss record this fall.
You guys are still rocking on. How do you do it?
Well, you know, we love what we're doing, but more importantly, when we heard that you were coming down and we were going to get a chance to speak to all our brave men and women who fight on our behalf and who protect this great country, we said, hell yeah, we're going to be there. But this was one of those opportunities to give a shout out to the men and women who guard this country and make it what it is. God bless you.
There were several very dignified officers at the Pentagon who I said I'm going to go interview Kiss. They just went to pieces.
Well, we go to pieces anytime somebody in uniform even gives us the time of day, much less protect our lives. So hats off to you.
You know, it's one thing to go overseas and risk your life, and when you come back, you should be treated like the hero you are. So what we were doing was donating $1 from every ticket to the Wounded Warrior Care Project, which is the most comprehensive care facility for all these great men and women who fight on our behalf and come over and may be in need of help. So we gave $500,000. So, you know, you can talk the talk, but you got to walk the walk. You're doing both, we're doing our part, but it pales compared to what you're doing.
Eric has been dying to say something all night now that he's taller than we are.
I'm a little lightheaded up here. It's pretty high up here.
He's got platform shoes on.
Yeah.
He's got his platform.
My platform and my platform shoes.
You know the funniest thing about him? You can't stop him talking all day long. He's just all over the place. He's a maniac. And then you get him into an interview, and you can barely get 2 words out of him.
We'd love to invite you to come out on stage with us. You know, bring your camera, because what we try to do every show is bring out some of these great, brave men and women that are doing their part overseas for us and protecting this country.
Oh, that would be...
Will you come out tonight?
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You guys have been great already, but if you take a moment to give a special shout out to folks overseas.
From the bottom of our hearts, without you, this country would be nothing. Politics talk the talk, only you guys walk the walk. We salute you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you for keeping America free.
Keep up the great work out there. We appreciate it. All you do for us and our country. We love you.
If you ever doubt that you're remembered and thought of all the time, we make sure and remind people and make sure that you're in our prayers, you're in our thoughts. This country wouldn't be what it is without you. God bless you. Take care of yourselves, and we'll be waiting for your safe return.
We look forward to you coming home so we can play for you on the next tour, and hopefully maybe one day we'll get to come and play for you over there.
If you want to see this or any other command performance, log on to pentagonchannel.mil.
Yeah!
Thanks, John, and nice job rocking it with Kiss. That is so cool.
Definitely.
Yeah, be sure to check us out online, though, to see this command performance and all our TPC shows.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on FNG. Bye.